Hello, I'm Matthew, and this is an update for the A Better World project. You can find us at abetterworld.diy. Instead of .com, it's .diy. Why is that? Because it's do it yourself. So if you want a better world, you got to do it yourself. Now, there's a book that's available. It's called The Solution is Me. And many people have told me, hey, you should have named it The Solution is Us. But that's not really effective, is it? Because the solution isn't us, like we're all working together and maybe I'll be there, maybe I won't. It's kind of vague when we say us. So if we each take personal responsibility, solution is me. DIY, do it yourself. That means each of us has to participate. And you know what? There's a new project, there's a new book, new videos, and a new website and a new project called Only One Reason. Why do we have the world that we have? Why do we have the country that we have now? You can think of other countries. I was recently in Nepal, and Nepal has a lot of developing to do. They recently had some riots and some deaths back in September 8th and 9th of 2025, just a few short months ago. What's changing? I don't think anything's changing. They changed their prime minister. Um, they changed some of the other leaders, but they didn't put an organization in place. They didn't put participation by individuals in place. So they're not going to see any changes really happening because there's no organization. They've got a new guy, Balin, they call him. Everybody I talk to there say, well, we don't know if he's a good guy or not. We think he's probably good, but we got to wait to find out. Well, just one guy by himself with no accountability, you'd better forget it. What you have to do, any changes are either going to be non-existent or very short term if you don't have the citizens involved. Now, going back to the citizens, look at America. Look at the leadership of America. Look at what they're up to. Look at what the look at what the reputation is that America has in the world now. It's really, really bad because of the decisions by the leadership and the behavior by the leadership, and maybe blowing up a school full of little girls. That kind of hurts your reputation. Now, a lot of people, maybe they're in the deluded stage, maybe they're in the brainwashed stage. So if someone is deluded, brainwashed, they're kind of like a zombie. It doesn't matter what facts you tell them. It doesn't matter what evidence you show them. Still got a problem with the people just still behaving and supporting the leadership, regardless of the results, regardless of what the leadership's actually doing. But actually, what Trump does and Trump's family, what they're doing is they're buying islands and they're expanding real estate and they're building more real estate around the world. And Trump said, hey, Gaza would be a great place to have, retirement villas or maybe a row, I picture Miami, just rows and rows of hotels, beachfront hotels. Instead of thinking about the children that are getting shot by snipers when they go for food, instead of thinking about that problem, instead of thinking about the people that are homeless, lying on the streets, defecating on the streets all over America and all the big cities. I was there recently and I saw it and I photographed it. I saw it myself firsthand. All the cities up and down the West Coast, any city of any size, people are ODing. You know why they OD? Because they're trying to deal with the stress of living outside. They kind of have given up on life. And the only rest or the only escape from that, drugs and alcohol, some kind of a substance. And they know about, what is it, ketamine? They know about the drugs and how dangerous they are. One starts with an F, I forgot. They don't care. They gave up on life. So if they OD, they OD. If they're standing hunched over on the street for 3 hours a day or 6 hours, they don't care because they've given up on their life. They become apathetic because the government really doesn't care about them at all. And the citizens, they care, but there's no platform for that. There's no organization for that. It's not empowered. There's no group that's empowering and creating organization countrywide that can really create change. And that's what we need. So we had a No Kings movement. And this No Kings movement doesn't have much of an organization. I looked into it. I contacted the people there. You can do some marches. That's great. But what should be the foundation is an organization that people can sign up for, people can get updates for, people can support monetarily, so the organization can grow and get stronger. But if you just do a march and you just, Twitter, hey, we're going to do a march, and everybody does a march, and some people get thrown in jail, and some people get hurt, and most people are okay. It still doesn't matter, because what's the essence? What's the problem? When we look at Occupy Wall Street that happened several years ago, or some of the marches, some of the demonstrations with George Floyd, some of the riots where people go in and steal gym shoes, is that supposed to make the world a better place? What's going to work is having an organization. That's what we're doing here at A Better World.DIY. We're creating an organization, and daily I'm doing light walks, which you can see here. Walking with a light. Where's my light? Here's my light. I use this one. And I hand out cards. And I just made some cards for Cambodia, because we're in Cambodia now. And this is a card in the Cambodian language. And it introduces the light walk. And I give it to people when I walk around. And they can scan to get they can get A Better World.DIY. They can scan the QR to get that. Or they can get the YouTube channel, which is where this video sits. Will sit. So anyway, that's what we're working on now. Now let me share with you the statistics to wrap things up here. 32 current subscribers, which is beautiful, and I really appreciate it. Now, I missed a couple of days of the light walk, so I have to make up a few days of the light walk. In the last 28 days, 4.2 thousand views, 4,200 views. And watch time in hours in the last 28 days is 20 hours, 20.6 hours. So those are the statistics. How many videos do I have? Let's see. 230 videos. I laugh because some people have 7 videos and they got 1 million views. But this project, this is not about putting on makeup. It's not about funny songs and not about funny dances. It's not kitty videos where you can watch cats. I love cats and I love kittens too. But what I find is the more important to me is creating a better world, because we've got genocidal maniacs running countries, murdering innocent people. We've got people thinking more about real estate than they think about human lives. And nothing else is being done about this except the Better World Project, where people can join and people can participate and get updates and get feedback. And we're focusing on a better world, America first, because America is probably one of the easiest places that we can get together and we can cooperate in order to outvote the government. We don't believe in violence. We don't believe in coercion. We don't believe in dirty tricks. But we do believe that we have influence, and we can show that influence, and we can change things like the tax system, which criminally penalizes people for not paying into, one, the huge war machine that's growing from $1 trillion a year to 1.5 trillion, or a lot of money that's thrown away on worthless projects, especially a lot of things like food stamps that really gets wasted. And a lot of these things need to be tightened up to the community level. People sit around and they collect free money for nothing. People have more babies and they get more money for having more babies. And some people use that as a strategy for survival. Well, there's no accountability in that. There's no community in that. And community is the core where you can participate locally and make your community a better place. And when we focus on community first, then that expands. That expands to citywide, statewide, countrywide. So that's what we're focusing on. That's what we're putting together. And you're going to see some improvements on the website, abetterworld.diy. And you're going to see more videos from the YouTube channel, abetterworld_DIY. So stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And you'll see the updates. And that's it for now. So this is the update for Sunday, June 7th, 2026. Thanks for watching.